Welcome back. So, flip-flopping back and forth. That is the thing that most characterizes Elon Musk's behavior at Twitter lately. He has been in conflict for about the last 6 months with some of the staff over at Twitter. He has fired quite a lot of people, CEO-level people, a lot of people at the Twitter India office. And then, not too long later, many of those people were invited back. Some came back, some said, no, thank you. When he was initially campaigning to buy Twitter, which was a rocky road in itself, he claimed he wanted Twitter to be completely free, to represent freedom of speech. He flew his banner of free speech pretty high, and we all heard about it. But ironically, now he's in control of Twitter, he has banned accounts that are satirical or parody accounts, causing a lot of people to feel a bit confused where he stands on this free speech issue. So again, this back and forth has been causing chaos on the platform, causing many users to leave it and move over to another rival platform called Mastodon. And the chaos continues. And of course, lots of people, us included, are talking about why is all this happening? What is going on exactly? Do you think it's noble, John, that Musk took over Twitter under the banner of protecting free speech?
Noble, what a word, noble. For one, it's not noble to take over a company like that. It's, if you want to be a purveyor of free speech, there's many ways to do it. Twitter is not an area that needs to have free speech happens. It happens quite often, and it happens in ways that are quite disgusting, but it still happens. Now, I think what he was trying to get at is the very large accounts, the very accounts that had many followers that were banned during the whole fake news, sort of generation of I think that was like 2018 area, where a lot of people's accounts were banned for saying things that were blatantly untrue, considered dangerous, or hate speech and stuff like that. And I think he wanted to make Twitter into this place where you could share your ideas freely. But the thing is he hasn't made that, and he can't. He just can't make it that way because he's running into the same problems Twitter already ran into. When you give people free speech, they're going to say things that are going to be very controversial. And when they are, the company fails. Obviously, he doesn't want to buy a company that's failing. So he has to make limits on speech in order to appease the masses so that he can get money from the users. It's what Twitter and every social media company has already faced and is facing currently. So noble, no. I think it was a half-brained idea that he had when he was doing whatever late at night. And he's like, you know what? I hate that Twitter has become this way, and I'm going to change it. And I would not call him white knight in shining armor.
No, definitely
Knight
no.
in shining armor, yeah.
Yes, he seemed underinformed about the realities of the situation, made a few big claims, and then had to backtrack very quickly.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to expand on the question that you gave me, because I'm kind of wondering your side of things. Do you think there should be limits on free speech? Like any limits at all?
The problem for me is who gets to decide what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. Yeah. I think in the past we've mostly been dealing with limits on free speech from governments, political arguments being suppressed, or political parties being banned, and we could deal with the government and what it was allowing or not allowing. But now we're putting the control of this in the hands of business. Which concerns me deeply, especially during the time of Corona. Yes, it made sense to ban misinformation about the coronavirus, but these social media companies gave themselves the power to decide what was acceptable and what wasn't. For now, maybe it's Corona misinformation, but when they've decided they don't want you to talk about your political opinions or your religion or your racial issues or your gender issues, what happens then? So I don't know what the solution is, but it definitely concerns me, when businessmen are in control of acceptable speech. I do believe in free speech. I like the basic concept by a philosopher who I can't remember the name of now, who said, I hate what you say, but I will fight to the death for your right to say it. But again, we live in a very different world to 17th century France, so we might have to deal with the issue differently.
Oh, I mean, I kind of echo that in a way. I think people can say whatever they want and suffer the consequences for it. You know, if you do say something, you know, very controversial like Kanye West, and your entire career and et cetera, brand deals and stuff suddenly disappear, that's not erasing your free speech. You had free speech, therefore you could say it. It's facing the consequences of saying something stupid. That's very different than having your free speech taken away. So say what you want in my world. Say what you want. You just have to suffer the consequences. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
While you mull over the vocabulary that we learned in this article, we will mull over Elon Musk some more. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Saga.
Saga.
Spar.
Spar.
Butt heads.
Butt heads.
Chagrin.
Chagrin.
Shrug off.
Shrug off.